Everybody who attended today's meeting had one question on their mind. What happened to that $250 million that was supposed to revitalize downtown Tucson? You could already see all the people out here at the U of A Mall that have gathered to see it. Now, some looking through their solar viewer glasses, others using these ginormous binoculars, and others these big telescopes. Now, after the bear had spent some time here, he hopped over this fence that you're looking at right now into this yard where I'm standing before making his way down into the brush area behind the house. Yes, just as you were saying, it's pretty windy out here. You can probably tell by the condition of my hair right now. Now, I've got this wind meter. We're going to take a look and see what it's checking in as. We've definitely seen it get close to 20. Police have a murder mystery on their hands. They've got a victim, but no clue who the killer or killers are. Here are the quick facts. It's certainly an unusual sight to see at this time of year here in southern Arizona. Well, some of the world's best golfers are in town today for the Accenture Match Play Golf Tournament at Dove Mountain. It's actually a big problem, and since this week is National Tire Safety Week, I went and asked some locals how much they really know about their tires. And here with us again is Reggie Kelly. Now, you had me going with the sticky and the tile. You said the word grout and it scared me. Yeah, rescue dogs, Tucson police officers, and Pima County Sheriff's officers scoured this wash as well as the surrounding desert today. You may be able to see some of the traffic behind me, and if you live or work downtown, you certainly saw it this morning as well. It's really picking up out here. You can probably see how windy it really is getting now. Well, yesterday's storm did cause some road closures in the state, mainly up north. I-40 and I-17 were definitely the ones most affected. Luckily, no major accidents reported. Yeah, Tom, the community really out in full force today. Everyone from good friends to total strangers came out asking one question: what could they do to help? Some posted some posters like you can see behind me on this car. Others helped out by volunteering, and others even donated money. Around 5 a.m., detectives and rescue dogs came down here to this remote area of the desert. About an hour and a half later, they found what they were looking for. All right, well, luckily for us, the rain has stopped right now, but it was really coming down hard for the majority of the day. Now, according to the incident commander down here working with the fire, that rain was truly a blessing. Well, Allison, that's what about 700 employees are asking themselves today as well, after they got to work this morning and found out their office is closing its doors, and they may be out of a job in August. It was a very emotional day here at Tucson International Airport. The soldiers, some excited about responding to the call of duty, all agreed on one thing: leaving their friends, their family, and their home is never easy.
It's tough, you know, missing a year of her life. That will never be replaced.
Our hero!
There were cheers and tears as 3 vans packed with Arizona soldiers pulled up to TIA.
This was a great show of support. I wasn't expecting quite all this, so it makes us feel appreciated.
The soldiers are from the 285th Aviation Regiment, which has been deployed once before. Today they're going to Fort Hood, Texas for additional pre-deployment training. Then they'll be sent to Afghanistan.
I'm leaving my wife here in Tucson, and I also have 3 children that'll be leaving as well, so that's really the hardest part of the whole deployment.
Their mission: provide aerial coverage in support of ground troops. Veterans and family members came out to show support.
Good luck, sir. It's okay. Good luck to you.
They're fighting for our freedom, and we're there with them.
I love them all.
We're here for the support of our troops and their families, and let's not forget the people that are left behind, because they're also serving.
Like Pat Sexton, whose 2 sons are Marines.
We know that we can't go, and they have stepped forward, and they have raised their right hand, and they're willing to go for us, so we love them very, very much.
But for the little ones, saying goodbye to their mommy or daddy is the hardest part.
I feel lonely because my dad's not in here.
And now, no one was able to tell me exactly when they'll leave Texas for Afghanistan, but according to the lieutenant, it could be within the next couple of months. Reporting live from TIA, Larissa Wohl, News 4 Tucson. It was broad daylight when one man jumped over this family's wall, walked confidently through their yard, and broke in through their sliding glass door. Luckily, his face was caught on video surveillance, something they installed just days ago.
You're supposed to be safe in your own home. I don't feel safe when I come home. I don't know who's in my home.
Heavy-duty screens are going up on every glass window and door at the Tripolini's house on the east side, a security measure they're taking after Al came home from lunch and walked in on a burglary taking place.
Came in, opened my door, my alarm keypad was going crazy, so I disarmed the alarm. Looked down my kitchen, and my window was busted in. Walked down the hall, looked in the bedroom, and there was stuff scattered all over the house.
Unbeknownst to Al at the time, the intruder was just steps away from him.
He was hiding in the shower as I walked in through the front door.
2 months ago, the Tripolonis had their first break-in, so they installed a surveillance camera. This is what it caught last week.
There he is. Nonchalantly comes right in.
According to Tucson police, there have been 34 reported burglaries in this area since the beginning of the year. April alone saw 12. Neighbors are now taking extra precautions.
Well, I've had an alarm system, but, you know, I'm doing some other measures now, kind of updating some things and, you know, trying to take care of that end.
And now what this family wants everyone to know is just to be on alert in your neighborhood. And if you see anything suspicious, call 911 or your local police department. Reporting on the east side, Larissa Wohl, News 4 Tucson. Yeah, the wind has been blowing and the dust has been flying out here along State Route 83. And with this intense heat and wind, the fire department out here is saying fire can spread from 1 to several thousand acres in just minutes. Now, with that in mind, this week's weather has everyone on high alert.
So when it came up over this line right here, it was 6 foot tall. And before I pulled the car out of here, it was up to where my truck is parked.
Don and Barbara McReynolds have lived in Sonoyta for almost 30 years. Last year's Cienega fire came too close for comfort.
Jumped in the car and drove out. There was no time to save anything. It would just happen so fast.
Their house made it through, but these pictures show just how devastating the aftermath was. Sonoyta Elgin Fire says even though last year's fire burned a large portion of grassland, the monsoon rains have brought it all back.
And over the last few years, the fires have been growing larger. Due to the fuels in the grasslands and the wind that is fanning those fires.
Extra personnel and volunteers have been called in.
We're sitting on pins and needles. The wind is going to be a huge concern in the upcoming days.
Chief DeWolf warns residents that if they haven't done so yet, now is the time to mow their lawns, trim their trees, and clean underneath their decks. But be careful.
Be concerned what you're doing, mowing, welding, weed eating. The slightest thing can start a fire right now.
And really, in just the last couple of minutes, it's really picking up out here. You can probably see how windy it really is getting now. I also do want to mention that fire restrictions have been issued to all Arizona forests, and the fire department out here, that Sonoyta Elgin Fire Department, says if you're having trouble clearing up debris around your house, they have a crew that can come out and help. Reporting live in Sonoyta, Larissa Wohl, News 4 Tucson.